You know, I didn't really have much of an expectation coming in. I kind of like kept the playing field open and just see what would happen. I had the pleasure or the opportunity to talk with one of the people that actually worked with kids last year, Coach Howard Oliver. He gave me a lot of insight as to what I was getting myself into. So when you asked the question, what did I expect? I didn't really expect much. I kind of had an idea what I was getting myself into. What I didn't realize were the challenges that I would be faced with later on. I wanted my kids to be, first of all, follow directions. You know, if I give you direction, follow direction to the T, report back to me, let me check the work, make sure it's done correctly. And I wanted my kids to be full. I wanted my kids to I wanted them to work hard and learn a good work ethic. Work ethics, I did. But I also wanted them to gain something as far as being exposed to different things, like the college trip, the camping trip. You know, take them completely out of their element and see how they respond, and have them to. I basically wanted to bring them down to nothing and try to build them up again. I think we're pretty successful with that. The trip we took with the HIP training and teaching kids how to handle crisis-like situations and how to, you know, better prepare them for the outside world. So I want my kids to not only work hard, but also get a sense of understanding of how the system works, as far as the police system, as far as the school system, and life outside of high school. A lot of our kids get bogged down thinking that high school is the end all of all. It's not. That's just the beginning. So I want my kids to realize that there's life after high school. So I try to make sure that they understood that, and this was more than just a summer work program or youth program. It was a summer building program. I wanted them to grow, and I think that we achieved that. The biggest challenge was that I noticed that I was saying some things to some of my kids, and I was using words, and they were looking at me like I was crazy. And I realized that maybe my kids may need a vocabulary builder, and so that when people are asking or requesting them to do something, they know exactly what's being asked or requested. So I put in a vocabulary or word wall to increase our kids' vocabulary, and I think we're now at 65 or 70 words that our kids have learned and they can use in their everyday language, and also better prepare them for the SATs that they'll be facing shortly. We had one kid that never even thought about going to a CCBC. I'm giving a plug right now. Going to CCBC, she wanted to be a doctor. You know, a lot of people have lofty goals but have no idea how to get there. So what we did was we put her a walkway in place where she can walk this path, and then she eventually can end up being a doctor. But we started her first step at CCBC and working with the nursing program there, and if that propels her to becoming a doctor, then great. But at least she has that first step now, so she knows where she wants to go, and that's the goal that we want our kids. That's the goal that I at least wanted, to have our kids point in the right direction to whatever they wanted to do. But to go back, I used to be a counselor for a battered women's shelter, start working with little kids there, and it kind of launched me into the educational field. So when I got into the educational field, I always worked with special ed, the special ed population, and I transferred or moved to Baltimore, and when I was in Baltimore, I realized that Baltimore was a lot different than Virginia. The needs were different in Baltimore than Virginia. Working with kids at Forest Park High School in the special ed department, and also working with the kids prior to Forest Park, taught me about kids as far as having patience and letting the kid blossom and become the person they can be without putting stressors of you know, the right and the wrong. Sometimes it's cool to let a kid make a mistake, and then you can correct the mistake and move on, instead of having a kid afraid to make a mistake. I think that was the biggest lesson I've learned in working with kids, and I think that definitely helped me work with the population I have here. One thing about coaching, you have to get your people in, and then you evaluate your talent, and then you put a plan in place that will help your team become champions. Well, the same thing with the crew that I hired here. I hired six of the best kids that interviewed, and in knowing my kids, I gave them a chance to become supervisors for a day, to teach them how it is, first of all, to be in control, and second of all, also how it is to have a situation where people are looking to you for the answers. think it was successful because each kid had a chance to be a supervisor in their own neighborhood, and I seen kids chest poke out. I seen kids back straight. I seen kids really take the charge of being a supervisor, and ran with it at a great time. I like the fact that the kids felt that I was approachable. At one point, I don't think the kids really knew, well, they didn't know me, and I think they're a little afraid to really talk. But now I think the kids see me as uncle, daddy, teacher, whatever. But I think they see me as a person that they can come talk to. They see me as a person that's going to also get on them when they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But I think they also respect the fact that if I do that, I'm doing it out of kindness and out of love. So I just want to thank the kids, and for allowing me to work with you. I want to thank the kids for following my advice. I want to thank the kids for following my lead. And I hope I was a great example, a great role model to you guys. And I wish you all the best. And I want you all to really take what you learned this summer and apply it to your life and be successful.